Hey guys, Wolf Lord Rho here. So there's a new Black Library Humble Bundle on offer, and this time it's audiobooks. Oh yes, Black Library audiobooks and massive savings. Sounds good to me. So let's take a look and just jump straight in. Okay, so Voices of Warhammer 2020. Now this is a bundle of 22 audiobooks. And I know most of you know what Humble Bundle is by now, but let me run through it quickly for those that don't. As always, this is not a sponsored video, I'm just letting you guys know about the great offer available. So the way Humble Bundle works is each bundle they offer is broken down into 3 tiers. If you pay for tier 1, you get all the audiobooks in tier 1. If you pay enough for tier 2, you get all the books in tier 1 and 2. And you guessed it, pay enough for tier 3 and you get the full collection. And the best thing about Humble Bundle is a portion of all the money raised goes to charity. And you can even select your preferred charity if you choose. So you can donate to something close to your heart. And plus payments can be made by PayPal for extra security, which is always a plus. And of course I'll put a link in the description to the bundle. Now let's take a look at the audiobooks and the tiers, starting with tier 1. And it appears they've done things a little different this time around, with each tier being dedicated to a particular GW universe, with tier 1 being Warhammer Horror. Now I'm not a horror kind of guy. I don't watch horror movies and I've never read any of the horror books, so I can't really give much comment on them. So maybe you guys who have been readers of those can drop your thoughts in the comments below. But the audiobooks included in tier 1 are The Wicked and the Damned, Drakenfels, Castle of Blood, The House of Knight and Chain, Perdition's Flame. And we also have the Black Library audio sampler included in tier 1, which is not Warhammer Horror. So the audio sampler has extracts from Realmslayer Blood of the Old World, one of the latest adventures of the returned Gotrek to the Age of Sigmar universe, Saga of the Beast, one of the most famous Warhammer 40k series, Saturnine, The Siege of Terror no less, and Bloodlines from the Warhammer Crime universe, which I have reviewed on the channel and can tell you it's a fantastic read, so I can only imagine the audio version is just as good, if not more so. But again, these are only extracts, so perhaps if you've never really been into audiobooks before, or you've never even listened to one before, you can't really turn down tier 1 even if it's just for the audio sampler. So again, there's not much I can really say about the Warhammer Horror universe because I've never delved into it myself. But 6 audiobooks for 77p, which is probably around about $1 to my friends across the pond. That's more than worth it just for the sampler itself, let alone if you may actually be a fan of the Warhammer Horror books. You seriously cannot go wrong with that kind of saving. I mean, can you even buy anything for £1 anymore? And yes, okay guys, I know we have the pound shop over here. On to tier 2. Now this is more my cup of tea. Tier 2 is back to the realm of fantasy, with the audiobooks split between Age of Sigmar and the old Warhammer fantasy. So we have Soul Wars and Nagash the Undying King, the perfect 2 audiobooks to get you straight into the current edition of Age of Sigmar. Nagash is everywhere in the Age of Sigmar right now, and these 2 audiobooks will draw you right into it. Sacrosanct and Other Stories, Black Talon First Mark, and Callus and Toll the Silver Shard. All stories set within the Age of Sigmar. So whether you're already into the 9 realms or looking to dive in, Tier 2 is certainly worth £7, which is just over $9 for you guys across the pond. I mean, that's still cheaper than any other audiobook on its own. But the absolute stars of Tier 2. Come on, you didn't think I'd pass over the legend that is Gotrek, did you? Troll Slayer. The first in what led to a 12-book series. In audio format, it's worth the price alone. But then add to that Realm Slayer, the debut of Gotrek within the age of Sigmar, and voiced by the legend that is Brian Blessed. Now look, I've already got this on Audible, and trust me guys, once you hear Brian Blessed as Gotrek, you'll never picture him with another voice. It's just a great ride, it really is, and Brian Blessed just absolutely steals the show. But now onto the main event, Tier 3. And this is the bread and butter that we're talking about. The 40k tier. Oh yes. And man, are there some good ones here. Valdor, Birth of the Imperium. You literally get to see Valdor's point of view as Terra transitions from the Wars of Unification to the Great Crusade. You want to talk some Thunder Warriors? Then you might want to listen to Valdor. And need I mention the Scattering? Valdor was an amazing read, and I'm sure it will be an even more amazing listen. The Solar War. The kickoff to the Siege of Terra, as the traitor forces finally arrive in the Sol system. First and only, Cephas Cain for the Emperor. Eisenhorn, Xenos, Severina Rain, Honorbound, Fabius Bile and Mephiston. I mean, wow, some classic characters from the 40k universe there. But then, Watchers of the Throne, the Emperor's Legion. One of the best audiobooks going. I've spoken about this one several times before. You get the view from Terra as Cadia fell, as Guilliman returned, and Terra came under siege. I mean, you have to listen to this. It's seriously good. But for just over £13, or just over $17, you get not just one of the audiobooks, you get the whole lot. Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3. I mean, look, it's a no-brainer to me, and I've already got a couple of them. As I'm sure many of you will have too. You basically can get the whole lot for the cost of what would normally be just one, or maybe two. But hey, it's up to you my friends, I just wanted to let you all know. As a 40k man, would I prefer it all to have been 40k? Yes, of course, sure. But I've always wanted to expand into the Age of Sigmar, and that's a pretty good collection to dive into too, even if I've already listened to Realm Slayer. And hey, while I'm not a fan of horror, this could be a nice surprise, so there's no harm in adding them to my collection. But that's it for today guys. Huge thank you to all my subscribers, your support really means a lot to me, it truly does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that, I am off and I'll see you all again real soon.